So recently, I watched a read video about extracting citric acid from lemons, and that made me want to try it. So to start this, I'm gonna cut up the lemon into two halves. I also decided that I was gonna cut it up into smaller pieces because it didn't fit into the juicer at first. And this process was very long and grueling for me, so it took a couple minutes for me to get all the lemon juice out. It also didn't help that I'm not the strongest person to be doing this, so yeah. After I was finished squeezing all the lemons, I made sure to squeeze them a second time around, but I didn't record this. And now I have around 50 milliliters of the lemon juice I squeezed out of the lemons. So, with strong stirring, I'm going to add sodium hydroxide to the lemon juice solution. And what this is doing, it is neutralizing the citric acid in the lemon juice, and also knocking out proteins in it. And a way to know that you finished with the reaction, you'll notice a distinct orange color form from the original yellow color. Now, after adding all the sodium hydroxide solution to the lemon juice, I'm gonna filter it through a strainer real quick. Also, I had to change out the filter a couple times because it would get clogged up from the proteins and all the other things. So after the first time of filtering it, I'm gonna filter it off a second time just to make sure I get everything out of solution. So now the next step is going to be adding a solution of calcium chloride to the sodium dicitrate. As I add the calcium chloride solution, you can see a white precipitate form. This is also calcium citrate. So after I finish putting all the calcium chloride solution into the sodium dicitrate solution, I put it in the fridge to let the layer separate, and then I let it filter off. So once everything's done being filtered off, I put it in a beaker, and now I'm gonna add a solution of sulfuric acid and water. Now, as a warning, I wanna just make sure to tell you guys that you should use less sulfuric acid than needed because it will be a pain to try to remove it instead of just removing some leftover calcium citrate. So after you add all the sulfuric acid solution, you have to make sure to boil off most of the water so it doesn't take too long evaporating. So now, after boiling off most of the water, I filtered it off, but I didn't record this. So now you just put it in a dish to let it dry out. And after letting it dry for a couple days, you can see the citric acid crystals. Now, they're not the purest, but it's whatever. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing. And check out the other videos I have.